beat Colombia! Yeah! Record label, what do they know about that? I want to play Argentina in the next round. We owe them one.
Yes.
I want to beat them on a handball. I want to beat Germany on a penalty shootout.
You'll break that table. You'll break that table.
We could have played Japan and made them build a big bridge after their game. Come on!
Hello.
We can still laugh, can't we? Hey, we are the George Formby of the 90s. Hello and welcome to Fantasy World Cup Live.
Later on, we'll be recreating the first ever sending off in a World Cup final.
And we'll be saying a big hello to Michael Bowen.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowen.
Hello! Obviously, we were going to leave that clip until far too late in the show.
Yes. He is called Michael Bowen. There's his passport.
There's Michael Bowen, yeah.
It's all real.
And we are wearing our special lucky England shoes that we were wearing for the Tunisia game, so...
So, yeah.
Never mind them.
Won't be wearing them again.
We'd like to thank, as well, a bloke who wrote in suggesting himself as an almost namesake of a footballer for us to say hello to, of Romanian Adrian Ilia. Yeah, thanks for that, mate. He says he's got the same Christian name, the similar sounding and metering surname. His name is Adrian Collier.
Close.
Yeah. He says he's heard that Mr. Ilia is a bit of a hard man. As for me, well, I suppose I'm 90% George Formby and 10% George Michael.
Right. So he shagged you in a public toilet and then said it's turned out nice again.
It tries to talk us around. Stop doing
George Formby.
You've got George Formby crazy.
We need George Formby.
He really wants to be on the show to try and talk us round. He says, I have met Penelope Keith briefly on 2 occasions.
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, it should be on.
We'll have him on there. We've got a picture of him, hold on. Adrian Collier.
Oh, we have, yeah.
There he is.
There he is, to the manner born.
Yeah, you can imagine Penelope Keith getting on well with him.
Let's get on. Anyway, here's a few things we've noticed from watching the World Cup over the last couple of days. David Beckham claimed he had a hard time persuading the England management team to bring him on when Ince got injured tonight.
No, he's right, John. Gascoigne isn't in the squad.
And it was nice to see Roy Keane at the Brazil game the other day, although he has let himself go a bit during his long layoff.
Nesse campeonato mundial, imagina que
And nowadays, English commentators have to remain impartial, but in the old days, they'd say anything to make opposing players look bad.
Winger Kakoko, their leading scorer in the qualifying rounds with 6 goals in 10 games, is said to have once run down a zebra.
Run down. It doesn't mean like he criticised one, mate. It means in a car, I think. He didn't just say, well, that's a very poor quality zebra. And Brian Moore is suing BBC Two's The Fast Show for stealing the Suits You character that he was doing back in the 70s.
Comic genius, Brian Moore. Stato, how are you? There's a terrible echo in there. I don't know if you noticed it. Stato, tell us a story from the news.
Well, of course, big day for Scotland tomorrow, and several Scottish players have vowed to bleach their hair if Scotland make it to the second round. Colin Hendry has decided to enter the spirit of things by promising to dye his hair black.
Oh, God, that'll look horrible, I should think. Dear, oh dear.
So you're a Scotland fan, aren't you?
Of course, yeah.
Stato.
So will you dye your hair blonde if Scotland get through to the next round?
Is that a challenge? You want me
Yeah,
to...
yeah.
Will you really?
Will you do it?
Yeah.
You will.
Really proper bleach blonde?
Proper bleach blonde.
Oh, right. That'll be fantastic.
You'll look very much like a woman I shagged in Smethwick in 1970.
You sure that was a woman?
If you're watching, Deirdre.
She wasn't called Deirdre. Have you got anything else for us?
Yeah, Matt and Joe from Barron's Court in London were reading the Hello magazine of June the 6th, and they say Gary Lineker is one step ahead and has already had his hair dyed.
Bloody looks like him, I tell you.
So we've been playing a game, haven't we, with names in the World Cup?
Yeah, well, you know when you're watching the World Cup and you're not crying, then you play little silly games. And what we do, we put 2 players' names together to make a new word or phrase. For example, if you take like Philip Cocu from Holland, right, and then Jürgen Kohler from Germany, you see?
Clever.
Coca-Cola.
That's clever.
Yeah. Or you can take Jettel Rekdal.
Yeah.
You know Rekdal? Yes.
Yes.
You put him with Jamal Salami from Morocco.
Salami.
You get No, I know.
There wasn't a... What is a rectal salami?
It isn't a well-known phrase, rectal salami, but in some sections of society, it's very commonplace indeed.
It wasn't a player called Thermometer, so he couldn't do it. It is, of course, possible to come up with much cleverer ones than that, and so far the best compound we could come up with from players' names in the World Cup is this one. Bigeri Arse.
Now, if you think you could come up with a better name compound made up of players from the World Cup than Big Airy Arse, it's a tough one.
It is hard.
Fax us on 0707 782
He looks good there, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. Obviously,
He looked like Stato.
they are standing very close together. Well, I'll take your word for that.
Yeah. While you're wondering, actually, the Korean coach who got sacked the other day, he had a silly name compound already, just in his own name. His name was Char Bum Kun.
Very close, that
Very,
was,
very
yeah,
close
that
indeed.
That could have been really good. Firstly, I don't like racism.
Right. That'll be the doorbell. It'll be Sylvia Christel, I should think.
Is it? If it is.
It is Noel Gallagher and Ian Broudie.
Well, it's fantastic to have you on because we've got a good record with pop stars on this show, so we thought we were a bit worried about the old Johnny Rotten thing, so we thought we'd get Noel Gallagher on, play safe.
So I've only had one bottle of brandy anyway, by the way.
So you watched the game, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's not happening, is it? But it's, Glenn Hoddle is. I don't know what game he was watching, but after the game he said that England done enough to win it, but they haven't. They weren't even in the game until Michael Owen came on.
No.
I don't think. I think they deserve just about to get a draw just because they brought Owen on, but I don't think they deserve to win it at all.
Yeah.
Well, it was good to see the midweek of your single fluctuating as the goals were going in up there. It started off at 1, then it went down to 26, and it went back up to 1 again, and now it's about 42, I think.
Yeah. Don't come home too soon, we're recording tomorrow. Cover version. Oh, it's going to be all right.
It's going to be all right, because if we draw or beat Colombia, we're going to go through.
It'll be all right till we kick off against Argentina, won't it?
Yeah. Oh, dear.
It's true, though, isn't it?
You think they'll be nasty against Argentina?
I would like to think so, yeah.
Anyway.
That's the last time we do a charity record for you Romanians as well.
Yeah,
no, we actually paid for the kits they were playing in. and their airfare.
That's a good point, but there was a few adopted orphans thrown up the wall
they wouldn't be there.
Anyway, Ian, what did you reckon?
I mean, I was glad when Michael Owen came on. I do think there's a bit of a thing where if you asked anyone who they'd rather have in their team playing for their club, Teddy Sheringham or Michael Owen, they'd mostly go for Michael Owen. You know, I know I would. And, it'd be nice to see him on there all the time now, you know.
But you should have brought McManaman on as well. We were saying upstairs, at 0-0, you should have brought McManaman and Owen on at half-time and just gone from at 0-0, but because as soon as they scored, they were just going to get the men behind the ball, and that was game over then, wasn't it? Until Michael Owen, not a natural goal scorer, Glenn. Good impression. I mean, if he's not a natural goal scorer, I'd love to see one.
The thing is, Sheringham doesn't really wake up till about 3 a.m.
If actually look back at the video of the game, you'll see Teddy Sheringham have that shot after about 10 minutes and then go, where's the lager? Because that's what we do when we're playing like our mates now. We're like really good for 10 minutes and then you start coughing up phlegm and go, stop for a fag and a beer.
Bit of a
Yeah.
Anyway, Dave.
Allegedly.
I didn't see the Hoddle interview. Did he actually think we played better?
I think he said something like, you know, we did enough to win, but we let in a couple of silly goals, which,
right.
I don't know.
Thanks to Kevin Keegan as well for saying that there was only one. There's only one team going to win it. was only one team going to win it.
Yeah.
With like 2 minutes
right,
to go.
yeah.
It's like,
He was right, of course.
He was right about that.
He should have specified which team, I think. He should have stuck his neck out a bit more.
and that's why I ended up at Fulham, folks.
Hoddle, I thought he was obviously a bit depressed tonight, though, but there is one thing which will always make him laugh.
Just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. Yeah.
Anyway,
We love
we're
watching
number
sport.
1 till Sunday, anyway.
Yeah.
Just till Sunday, though.
Well, you don't know, there's a
come
Columbia
on.
games on Friday.
Pardon?
Columbia games on Friday.
Oh, it's this week, is it?
Yeah, it's this week.
We're
So you
all
never
right.
know. Anyway, I don't care about the record. I care about England getting through, and they'll beat
You just
Columbia.
care about your royalties, mate. That's what you care
No,
about.
right, that's it, outside.
It's all going on.
It's all gone off again with the pop
Well,
star.
that's what everybody else in the music business cares about. I don't care
I'm not
about
in the music business, God, have you heard me sing?
There's something we should clear up tonight, actually, on the show, and there's a lot of people think that you two are brothers.
Yeah, after we did the video, a lot of people did come up to me and say, oh, it's lovely seeing your brother in the video. But we're not, are we?
We're not.
No, I don't think we are. But there is we have a theory as to why this might be, which is due to the fact that last time you came on the show, my dad was actually in the audience.
Yeah, what happened? It didn't used to be live, this show, right? People have probably guessed that it is live now. I've seen it recently. What happened was Ian came on the show and Ian came through the door and we needed a shot of the crowd and we hadn't got one at that point, so we had to get one from earlier in the show. And the only one we had was, I was talking to David's dad and I said, where is David's dad? And he waved to me, right? So we had to put that in. So it looked like he came on and David's dad went, oh!
We've got it. Look at this.
This is
it.
what went out.
It is like he's saying, there's my long-lost son. Aren't they? And that's why people think we're brothers.
Now, you've had a sort of a football hit, though, because Wonderwall became a Man City chant, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was all right, but it was associated with, what's his name?
Alan Ball.
Well, yeah, we've got different words from Manchester. But it's like, to think that I slaved over that song for minutes. Then to go and hear 30,000 people saying, and after all, you're my Alan Ball.
It was a bit
my wife was most amused at that, by the way. It incidentally looks nothing like Alan Ball.
You know, when they sacked Alan Ball, he blamed the Manchester press for getting him out of the Manchester Evening News. And they said, look, we have to print the results, Alan. That's
About songs that you went to the game in Toulouse, didn't you? And
In Marseille.
in Marseille, yeah. You got it very quickly. I mean, it's marvellous. You went to the game in
Concord's good,
Marseille.
isn't it?
Yeah.
And tell us about it. Were they leafleting outside? What?
Never mind.
Right.
Just we haven't got time for this
Haven't got
story.
time for this
No,
story.
I'd love to hear this story, but never mind.
Oh,
I'll tell
okay.
it, shall
Yeah, you tell it.
I? I've seen the script before.
Oh, okay. Is it in the script?
Well, in that case, if anyone wants to the story, we'll fax it to them.
These two were getting really bitter that they were leafleting the lyrics to Vindaloo outside the game in Marseille, just because they never thought of it in the first place.
Yeah, we did.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, but that's what it said in the script there. Will you read the script, mate?
Where does it say that?
Are you not a professional man or what?
It's on the script.
The free kicks in this World Cup so far have been probably the worst collection of World Cup free kicks ever. But there was one last night that we thought was probably our favourite World Cup free kick of all time. Here it is.
Poor old Jurgen, but we do have an extra gripe with Jurgen, which is we asked him to do a Phoenix and he said yes, and then we sent him the script and he didn't like it and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And the thing was, to be fair to him, he said he didn't want a fee, he was going to give the fee to Dr. Bernardo's. But of course, when he pulled out, it means they didn't get the money.
Yeah.
Dr. Bernardo.
Yeah, those poor orphans, yeah. Here they are, actually, outside Jurgen Klinsmann's house. That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah. You could sort of be go away. I don't like the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very depressing. Though.
Apart from the fact that's going to be all the Romanian kids next year, isn't it?
I don't know where we are in the show now, because usually people give me time things, but they're not telling me anything.
No,
so
right.
I think what I'll say now is, and now, come with us on another trip down memory lane.
One of my most enduring memories about Mexico in 1970 was when I was driving down the street and got to the bottom and the traffic lights changed to red. And this car pulled up at the side and he shouted, "Excuse me, mate, both your brake lights aren't working." Oh no, that was yesterday.